You're listening to the G Spot. The G is for Geek. Only on Project Nerd.
It's the G Spot podcast.
G Spot. I'm gonna make a fake sound effect for that shit. Yeah.
It's us. It's Dee and Sarah. We're back, having a great time, and we're looking out for the new Loki Marvel series on Disney Plus. That's our episode today. All right, so I'm going to dive into the trailer just real quick. So if you haven't seen the trailer, pause now, go watch it, because it's just all over the place and you're like, what the heck is happening? Why is Owen Wilson in this? There's so many things going on, so many little Easter eggs, little background things. So let me begin. We open and it's Loki in this dingy, disgusting DMV looking building, and it's the Time Variance Authority. What the hell is that? I don't know, because I'm not some comic book nerd like everyone else is. Just kidding. I've watched all of the Marvel movies, but I've read none of the comics, so my point still stands. So he has been caught by the Time Variance Authority with the Tesseract. So that tells me this is not long after his escape in Endgame's time heist. So it's before Infinity War, but also before all of that stuff with like him and Thor in Ragnarok and Dark World, where they got to bond and like just be good friends and build their relationship. So that's a little bit sad because we don't get that cool Loki who's kind of grown as a person. So I think we're just going to get the full frontal Loki treatment in this one, which is great because Tom Hiddleston does an amazing job. Like, I don't think Loki could be played by any other actor. He just is Loki. So, little Easter eggs. I don't know if they're Easter eggs. Little set pieces that they've designed to make people think and pick apart the trailer. The tiles, right before you see that little doorway open up and Loki pops through, they're all like supposed to be perfect circles, but they're just jacked up and put in any order, like, I don't know, is that like a metaphor for Loki going through time and jacking everything up?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to say it is. And then we're moving on to, God, then they show him like the little time stream. Owen Wilson, of all people. Why is he in this? I feel like because this show is so hodgepodge and they're just like throwing all these timelines together and like what ifs, they're just like, what if we cast Owen Wilson? What if we cast Gugu Mbatha-Raw? Like they have all these like super cool actors and they're like, let's just pick whoever. Like,
well, I think everybody wants to
audition.
Everybody wants to do Marvel. And then also, you're right, like Loki does provide a level of chaos where you can kind of just be like, fuck it. Like, what do we want to do? Like, you can kind of just get away with that.
Yes. And like, you see them like going into different points in time. Like, you see like medieval England. Could it be England or the US? But it's definitely not modern day. And they're just like, we're going to go here. And then they go to something that looks like the future with that Rocksmart place. And it's like this post-apocalyptic looking place because there's no lights, it's just this lit up sign. And then you see like this person running through a really, what is it, smoky street, and it's all like orange lights, like Blade Runner-y. So there's just like a lot of random stuff, and you're just like, oh, it's like someone reached through their computer screen and just punched you in the eyes so many times. And then the interesting color scheme, it was very like orange and green and tan. And they were like, we're just going to put a filter on every camera and it's going to be orange or it's green or it's tan. And that's it. And it was very striking when you watch it. So I'm not very familiar with all of like these time authorities and variants. Oh, and as soon as I saw that variant jacket on Tom Hiddleston, on Loki, sorry. Yeah, I definitely see a bunch of those jackets in the future, just like everywhere. Every Comic-Con, every Instagram.
Yes. Hot Topics probably already got them in production.
Oh, they had them before the trailer dropped.
They did? Oh.
Sure Marvel had like freaking was like, hey man, we're going to get these jackets. They say variant on the back. Just heads up for those, okay? So those went out to Hot Topic the day the first trailer dropped, I'm sure. Let us know. Let us know if they did.
I'm gonna make that up right now because now it's bugging me. Variant jacket. Oh, look at that! Boom.
Oh.
Let's see here. Oh, you get it as a sweater.
Oh,
you can get it as a blazer.
Wear it to work. Look fancy as a variant.
The cosplay already exists. You can buy the cosplay online.
Yes, high quality. I'm sure.
It's pretty popular, right? And like I said, like the Loki cosplay and like the suit, they have a whole bunch. Yeah. So guess what? You can buy it. It's done.
Heck yeah, it's ordered. It's in my cart. And I guess Owen Wilson's character's name is Mobius M. Mobius. So real creative with these names, guys. Everyone knows a Mobius strip, and it was also in the freaking Endgame when Tony Stark was like, make it a Mobius strip inverted, and then somehow he solves time travel. So way to go, guys. Very creative. Someone's gonna give me shit for that, but what are you gonna do? So contact me on social media.
I want to confirm real quick. Hot Topic is going to be releasing if it hasn't already been out, Loki variant windbreaker jacket.
Okay, that would be like the one in the trailer.
Yeah,
it was kind of windbreakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So no, that's okay. I'm just talking about how Loki broke time, and so now, so the show is essentially about him, quote unquote, fixing the timeline, but like if you try to fix it by going through time, aren't you also messing it up even more because you're like going back trying to fix things that are broken, but in the process breaking things that haven't been broken? So I don't know, it just sounds so convoluted. And I know you're probably thinking, has Dee gone mad and she's just rambling right now? No, I just watched the trailer and this is what it's like. Okay? It's the ramblings of a madman. So I guess there is not a theory, but a question if Loki created Kang, that is a time dude of maximum timiness. So look out for him in the show. They also have like a big, what is it? Like a statue of a head that looks just like his face. So very subtle, guys. Very subtle. They also showed the Time Bandit. So we're going to find out who that is. There was a bunch of like end of the world looking stuff with like meteors, purple meteors raining down, and Loki's just like sitting there with a pretty lady, and there's like I'm assuming she's a pretty lady. You don't see her face.
Well, and then because the whole point of me is to like feed off you while you're talking about this. Are we getting any like bisexual themes yet or no?
No, but I did see that in one of the trailers or something was released and it said like Loki is gender fluid, and he is.
Like Disney did like a press thing that they were going to like explore that, or like that was part of it.
There were no hints unless there was some chemistry between Loki and Owen Wilson that I didn't pick up on. But who knows? But no, they didn't play anything like that. It was just crazy. I mean, you had so much craziness to pack into this. I'm sure in the show they'll have time to, Loki does a 3-way with a hot lady and a hot guy. Maybe that happens. But those are things you can't really fit into a bonkers ass trailer. There's just not enough time in 2 minutes. So, yeah, there's a lot going on.
Can I just say this is like more of a Loki thing? But I always thought it was weird how, and I'm one of them, I love Loki and I love Doministed. I think it's so cool. But how like we all kind of just like pretend like he didn't commit genocide.
Well, yeah, but that's what makes him so lovable.
But like, he's a straight up murderer. Like that invasion of Earth, like, I mean, when all those buildings got exploded and all that, like people must have died. A lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not like, I guess you could rationalize it by like, he didn't directly be like, hey, kill all of these people. I want all of them to die. He was just like, oh, it's collateral damage. I mean, freaking the Avengers killed people, and that's why the Sokovia Accords and Civil War happened. So it's like,
all right, okay, you know what? That's
he had collateral damage. So do the Avengers. So I mean, it's not like just because they do it, that makes it okay. No, it doesn't.
They were trying to stop people. He was trying to invade a planet.
Yes. And he kind of like redeems himself when he dies
Does
in
he?
Endgame
Does
because
he?
he's like, well, you kill
A
yourself
murderer.
to like save someone else, and that's a form of redemption, the ultimate redemption. I'm sacrificing myself for the greater good, but he hasn't gotten to that point. So this Loki isn't going to be that Loki that learned all of those hard lessons. He's going to be
this is
genocide
the
Loki.
It is. This is after the attack Loki.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, people love him. He's just a lovable guy who's committed genocide.
Do you think Tom Hiddleston will only be Loki? Like, is he like Harry Potter? Like he's like that's his life now.
Well, Daniel Radcliffe has done a lot of like smaller indie films.
Yeah, but they were also younger. I feel like these guys are just like he's like hell yeah, I'll be Loki. I don't know, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like, hey, we're paying you a butt ton of money. You want to keep playing this part? And he's like, yeah, all right.
All right, I guess. You got me.
I always boil it down to, are you getting a lot of money for this? Because that's probably why they're still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, who was Taika Waititi when asked, why did you want to direct Ragnarok? Money. Direct quote from him. So you can't fault the man for wanting another
He's got
Malibu
a crazy
mansion.
He was like Rita Radner and like he has that threesome going on right now and it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's pictures of him with like Tessa Thompson and Rita Ora. But is it like they were just like super hungover after a party? Because it was like 6 a.m. that these pictures were taken. And they're just like, hey, let's just everyone kiss and eat these eggs Benedict.
I'm still convinced that when I saw Taika at Comic-Con, he was rolling balls. So he seems like that kind of guy.
I believe it, 100%.
Yeah, someone who knows drugs. I was like, you look high.
As a drug connoisseur.
Well, I mean, like, it's something where it's I told you, like, until you've done it, it's like once you've done it, you're like you can see it a mile away.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like the whole trailer. Oh, there was a lot of like President Loki, so that seems like a cool subplot.
Cosplay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
There's gonna be so many. Like
a billion Loki cosplays. That's all it's gonna be now.
It's not this new Harley Quinn. Any cosplay that is like normal clothes is always like, and it's iconic. It's so popular because it's easier for people to do it.
Oh yeah. Your non-cosplay person who's just like, oh, dude, I have a suit and I can
like
do
Scott
that.
Pilgrim.
Yeah.
But nobody beats my daughter when she was 1 year old. All that was out was the first Thor, and she was baby Loki, and she was a hit.
Oh, baby!
I did like horns and everything. She wore the horns, and I did the cape, the suit, all that. And then she did the Disney. They have like the marathons. They had a Marvel race, so she did the baby run.
Oh,
nice little baby Loki. And the announcers were like, "There's a baby Loki," and she's like running. Then I redid it later when she was like 3, and now she's old and won't do it. So there we go.
Yeah, you got to get it while you can.
Get it while I can. I'm telling you now. I'm warning you. Dress your kid up with anything you can, Dee, because once they get an opinion, it's all over.
Oh,
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
So to wrap this all up in a messy bow, I'm assuming that this is going to be the Loki in the next Thor movie, Love and Thunder. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. No, they're going to bring in Lady Thor too, so this is a good way to like kind of help with that.
Yeah. And there was speculation that like there's a bunch of like silhouetted cloaked figures, and they're like, is that the female Loki that we've seen before and we've heard about?
The female Loki?
Yes. Because
because the time variant. Because the time variance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's like, is this Lady Loki? Is this someone else? Is this the Time Bandit? There's all these different theories because you don't see their face. You gotta watch the show. So Disney Plus is just like, oh, look at me Scrooge McDucking into all of these subscription monies.
They totally are. We're giving to them.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, I bought a year subscription, so
I
saved money.
I have it on my phone bill, so it's easy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I got it for my dad for Christmas, so technically it's his, but
you're all living yeah, never. We all know. You gotta. What is like the joke? Like, you gotta get one person in your group that has one subscription. Yeah,
that's my contribution. Okay, I don't have anything else. I just have that, and people in my family use it, and I use all of their subscriptions. So you just share it. It's like family style subscriptions.
Don't do that, guys. Don't Disney, don't sue us, please.
Disney, you're not even going to hear this podcast because you're about 1,000,000 miles above us in popularity. So you know what?
Well, and then just to kind of hop on that, the Loki thing, but the Avengers campus opened up at Disneyland, and I want to go to it so bad. It looks amazing because they've been slowly turning Hollywood Land into Marvel Land, but they call it I think they call it Marvel Campus. It's like a better name than like a land.
Avengers Campus
or camp.
Disney
it's something like that. It's something like that. Like it's like because it's built like because they turned the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and so now my only gripe is that the animation studio was close to that area. So I'm hoping they didn't change that because that was honestly one of the coolest things in the park. I'm sure they didn't. It was pretty popular. Yeah, because like you walked in and it was like exploring animation, and it was really popular because they had cross show talk. It had like the Beast Studio where you like take a quiz to see what character you're. I bet you that's still there because that's probably was like the most popular thing in that area. Like I could see people rioting and losing that. But they turned because they turned Tower of Terror into Guardians. They added all this other stuff, so we'll see how it goes.
Guardians Terror,
Guardians Galaxy like Adventure or whatever. But that one is. It is that ride is better now. It's the exact same fucking ride, but like it's like better music. It's cool. Like Rocket comes out and he's like a little robot like raccoon, and he's like there's like a real Rocket. Like, all right, we gotta get you ready for your mission. And you're like, I'm going Rocket. Let's go.
Oh man, so like who voiced Rocket? God,
Bradley Cooper.
So were they like, hey, Bradley, we just need you to say like a few lines and it's going to be at Disney World.
Bradley Cooper loves being Rocket Raccoon. Like, he's one of those guys. He's like Chris Pratt, like, because he doesn't even like him and Vin Diesel just show up and go. Well, Vin Diesel doesn't even do it anymore. Like, but like Rocket Raccoon, like, he like loves being Rocket because he's voicing it. And he just does it from home, like, and like Bradley Cooper does so much serious shit. I think he likes. I mean, besides maybe the Hangover, like he likes doing Rocket because it's just like ridiculous.
And
like,
he can literally stuff the money into his mattress, and it's so comfortable for him.
Well, I know he makes. I'm sure he makes least, but like because he's not actually acting.
Yeah, but still, he's got a big. He's like he's the biggest name in that movie when it came out. Chris Pratt was freaking on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he did. Zoe Saldana. She had pretty good too, but.
Well, she was in Avatar, but you didn't know it was her.
Oh, she was in. Did you know that she was in the first Pirates of the Caribbean? Everybody always forgets that.
Yeah, and I only found that out like way after, and I was like, oh, what? Yes.
And she was also in Crossroads with Britney Spears.
Yeah, but see, those are like movies that you are like, oh my God, I just rewatched a super old movie, and who was in it but this famous person now after like 20 years of trying to get a break.
One of my dreams, and this is an expensive dream, because it adds up, but I have this like desire one day to be at a point in my life where I can, you pay for autographs at like convention. I want to get to a point in my life where I can just pay for autographs no matter how expensive they are. And then every time I go meet a celebrity, I want them to sign a movie that either they made like 40 years ago that nobody knew about, or they were like just starting off in their acting career and they were like a D character. So like I've always wanted to meet Jeff Goldblum and have him sign a copy of Earth Girls Are Easy.
Oh, I would have him sign a copy of Transylvania 65000.
Oh, or Jack Black. I want him to sign a copy of The Neverending Story 3.
Oh, wow.
I want Elijah Wood to sign a copy of Back to the Future 2.
Wait, he was in
he was The Good Child. Oh yeah, that was great. But that was a famous movie. He was famous because he was a child actor. But as starting off in Back to the Future 2, he was one of the kids that in the 80s bar trying to learn how to play Dig Dug or whatever the game is, the shooting game. Like,
I would take him a Harry Potter copy and be like, "Can you sign this?"
What is that thread where it's The Rock and Vin Diesel have to go and like someone came up like on Twitter with the best movie idea in the world, and I feel like that person would have to get money. But it was, I want to do a movie of it's Vin Diesel and what's his face? He's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Terry Crews. Terry Crews, where they're undercover cops, but they're both secret nerds, and then they had to do an undercover sting at a Comic-Con, and that's how they find out they're both nerds. And then somehow the bad guy is Daniel Radcliffe. And then somebody goes, no, the bad guy is Daniel Radcliffe, being played by Elijah Wood, and then Daniel Radcliffe plays Elijah Wood.
Yeah. I did. I think I saw that
movie right there.
But I was like, do they not know that Vin Diesel and Terry Crews are nerds?
Well, no, the joke, but that's it's acting.
Yes, I know, but it would be so natural for those two nerds to be playing nerds on screen.
Well, that's why it would make the movie good.
Yeah, it probably would be. Vin Diesel is a weird guy. I don't. Yes.
What do you mean?
Okay, there's a YouTuber that I like to watch sometimes, and he was just like going through Vin Diesel's like Facebook Live videos, and they're just like so bizarre. Just go look at Vin Diesel's Facebook Live videos.
Are they like weird, or is he doing weird shit, or?
He's just like, it's like, he doesn't seem like he's comfortable in front of a camera. He's like a 40-year-old mom doing a live stream, and like it's like he's always holding it like MySpace levels up above his head, and he's like, "Hey, we're live," just like saying, "Hey, we're live," like 5 times on a live stream.
I have to watch one.
Like, we know you're live. You just went live on a live stream. You don't have to say we're on a live stream. Right. So it's kind of like boomer, like funny, because it's like, does he not know technology? Like, it's silly. No shade on Vin Diesel. But it's just
he's old.
Silly.
He is old. It is like sometimes you have to remind yourself that these guys are older than us and are just like cool dudes.
Oh my God,
they're in cool movies, so we have to remind ourselves like that dude is still in his mid-40s. That guy's still a dad. Like, I had to like check. You're like, hold on, like I gotta calm the F down. Like, he's not 20.
Yeah, I forgot that he. Well, okay, I had to look this up because I was like, how old is Vin Diesel? He's 53.
I was saying, isn't he 50? Yeah, I only remember because rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Those movies they were in together. But I remember because Paul Walker was the bad guy in She's All That, and with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
And She's All That came out when I was like in the 3rd grade. So I was just like, or 4th grade. It was young. So I was like, okay, he was playing a high schooler, which means he wasn't in high school. It means he was in his 20s.
Yes.
And like this guy was like, so like I was like, that's what I was like, he's probably in his like 50s.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Usher was also in that movie as well. Let's do an episode on that. Let's do an episode
about
on like
people we didn't know were this old.
Or people we didn't know is in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Like we just forget that this really famous person was like a C character in this popular movie that we all know, but we didn't know that person was in it.
Oh yeah, because everyone had to get their start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that shit. I love like sometimes I'll watch like a TV movie and I'd be like, oh my God, there's Amy Adams or something like that, you know?
Yeah, but another weird thing about Vin Diesel, have you not seen that?
He loves Loki.
He's Loki in real life. Have you not seen that interview of him with like a Brazilian woman, or he's doing, maybe it's like a Portuguese interview circuit, whatever, but he's just like, he can't stop saying how beautiful she is. And he's like he's married at this point, but it was a long time ago, and he was married at the time of the interview as well. Sorry, I should have been more clear. But he's just like, wow, you're so beautiful. How can I do this interview? Like, do you see this woman in front of me? How can I do this interview? And I'm like, dude, this is some cringe. And she is just like so uncomfortable. And he's like coming up to her and like trying to dance with her. And she's like, yeah, thanks, Vin Diesel. Like,
It's like an episode of The Office. Where you're just like,
yes. Oh my God, he is Michael Scott in real life.
I was just watching that the other day, and I was like, oh, like even like the Phyllis's wedding, where he's just like constantly trying to be involved, and you're like, all right. Well, that was we went far off topic from Loki, but I think it was still delicious.
You know what? It fits because that fucking trailer is off the wall bonkers. So we need to do the same in this episode.
So,
all in all, Vin Diesel is Loki.
We're gonna go back and we're gonna try to fix the timeline of this podcast.
Yes. So here, parody again. Hey,
that was actually a really good rewind sound.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Do you really? I was like, damn, that was like, I sounded like that was good. All right, awesome. Well, thanks, guys. We hope you liked it. We'll see how Loki goes. I haven't finished Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Dude,
I'm trying. It's just like I think it just goes to show you like where my nerdism, like what kind of stuff I like.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I don't think it's bad. I'm just like, I don't know. Like I know I have to finish it because like I need to, because it is part of the universe. But like that's the only reason why I'm going to finish it. It's not because I would watch a show on its own. It's like I have to finish this so I know what's happening in like the Marvel universe because they're all connected.
Yeah, they do that shit on purpose because they're like, hey, watch
You
all
wanna know?
our stuff. If you
You
want to know
wanna
what's
know?
going on in the movie,
Yeah,
you big
yes.
dummy.
Yeah, and that's what this subscription is. It's like now you gotta have the subscription if you want to fucking watch the movies, know what's going on.
Yes. So, all right, everyone.
All right.
Watch the trailer. Watch Loki because you're going to do it anyway. And then come back to us and tell us how right we were about all the crazy-ish in Loki. All right.
Thanks, guys.